On this week's episode of the Warp World podcast, we're going to be talking all about how we're staying safe during this global crisis going on and sharing our experiences so far with you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 139 of the Warp World podcast, coming up on 140. Joining me this week and every week, of course, we got Xwater.
What's going on?
And Jakku.
Hey.
I know we're a video game podcast, but I think right now, especially if you're like listening to these in the future, right? If you're going back into our deep cuts and listening to this in the future, this week is kind of a crazy time. Probably the craziest time we have ever lived through, and us as adults have lived through some crazy fucking times, you know. I know we normally talk about video games, and we probably will today, but I think we got to talk about life a little bit today, guys, because we are in the midst of a basically almost worldwide shutdown. Essentially, Europe, U.S., Canada, North America, and it's kind of crazy due to the coronavirus and the spread of it to try and stop it. We are in what everyone is saying the earliest moments of it too. Mm-hmm. Which is also terrifying in some ways. You see, some scary projections out there and things. So it is just kind of crazy. But I think like the immediate situation right now is everyone is at home.
Everyone is at home. Yeah.
Everyone is at home. A lot of people are off work, off school, off whatever they're doing to stay at home to help prevent the spread of this virus. And it's been crazy, right? I mean, it's been like, what have your guys' been like life like the last week? I'll start with you, Jakku, because you lead the most interesting life, you know?
I mean, it's gonna be boring now. I've had so many flights and trips canceled because of this. This week, actually, GDC. We're recording this. GDC would have been going on right now.
Yeah, that's right.
Man,
we would have been live from there.
I can't believe we're only right now to the week where GDC is.
I know. It's crazy. But as you know, as I mentioned on the last podcast, I was laid off last week. So even if there was or even if I wasn't laid off, I wouldn't be going to work. But definitely haven't been going to work. Haven't had to like do anything other than things for myself, which has been great, honestly. I've done a lot of work for Warp World, though. It's been a good week for me in terms of productivity, but I haven't had any social contact, like physical, or I haven't had face-to-face with people. I've had some Discord calls and this podcast and stuff and Twitch streams, and that's been good. That's keeping me sane. But there's been I haven't seen a human. I don't even know if there's any out there right now. It's Chicago. Who knows? I got some supplies. I got a bunch of Soylent, so I'm good on food. My toilet paper's running low, but I got resources. I'm good. It's definitely different. And for somebody like me, where I can go days at a time without any contact with people, I also do a lot of travel, and so it's different. I literally was also thinking of going to Vegas for Fuku Burger because it's $35 for a flight, but I decided against it. It was tempting.
Non-essential travel.
Yeah, that's essential. That's essential.
Well, that's really funny.
What though?
I bet Clippy
Where
would go with
stay? Where would you stay though? There's nowhere to stay in Vegas.
I would fly in, grab a bunch of burgers, and fly back.
Just get the return flight 2 hours later, enough time to get to and then back from the Fuku Burger.
Well,
I don't know, at this point, you could probably swing that, not see that many people. Does that make sense? Like, be around that many.
I looked into it, and a friend of mine in Vegas, he's like, I would not come here right now. Our flight control, somebody has the corona there, so that's shutting down. A bunch of flights got affected, and I was like, what if you buy me Fuku Burger? I buy you a plane ticket. You don't get on the plane. You just put that in this. You check a bag of food, and then it pops up on the other side of Chicago 4 hours later.
That's actually genius, because it's like a 2-hour flight, and if 35, that's like the price of Uber Eats.
Right. It's
twice.
cheaper than Uber Eats, and it's cross country. I see Pooh there.
That's
He's
not
like,
a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Like I've definitely heard worse ideas, like the checking the bag and just that's
yeah.
not the worst idea, you know.
But yeah,
I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't think it's like, especially if you could like, okay, so you like wrap them in foil and you get kind of like the
A
heat,
cooler.
like a heat bag.
well, I was thinking a cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have like some sort of, I don't know.
You
there's-
need a hard bag, but you turn it into a cooler.
Yeah, like one of those
Yeah.
pizza box bags that they deliver pizza in, you know, the heat retaining ones.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's so that's what's going through my head. I like with the lack of travel, I'm thinking of creative ways to kind of fill that itch. But otherwise, yeah, it's me at home. I've cleaned my office. I'm going through things. It's what's nice, I guess, is the time. There's one thing in our life we're always like, oh, I wish I had more time to do this. I wish I had more time to do that. I've been waking up at 6, 7 a.m., which is very, very not normal for me. But I'll tell you, I think it's number one, it's no job. I don't have to listen to anyone but myself. So that's been very empowering. That's been very exciting. I wake up each day with drive to do more good for myself and more for the company that I really want to see succeed. And I don't want to waste any of this time because who knows when it's going to end all. Like, number one, the whole situation, but also, my own resources, my own money. I don't want to, in 2 months, I don't want to be broke and be like, man, if only I didn't sleep until noon each day. I want to make sure that I put as much work into all this as I can while I can. And
yeah, absolutely.
You got more than 2 months runway, Jaku. I know you got more than
I do, but
drop a couple of bitcoins if he has to.
Like, with all due respect, like, I have no idea how much money Jaku has, but I suspect, because it doesn't really. You guys got to understand, like, money doesn't mean anything to like. If Jaku had $0 or $1 billion, he would live probably exactly the same way, no matter what. And so I don't really know. It's a conversation I've never asked him about or we've never talked about. And so it is like, it's fascinating to me. But I know for a fact, guys, don't worry. He's got more than 2 months. All right. He'll be okay. Like, he'll make it. He'll make it.
You're right. I have more than 2 months. I will say this though. Like, I've never not had
3.5.
I've never not had a job. And so it's like I'm being very conservative in my estimates, and it's definitely but it's one of those situations. I don't want to end up wasting my time is what I'm going for with it all.
No, absolutely. And that's big props because that's not easy for a lot of people to do. And I think there's like a drive behind you that a lot of people that just not everybody has, like being able to push forward and not being your own boss can be hard because you're also your own worker. Yeah. And like, there's that weird balance where it's like, you want to make the boss happy and you want to give good conditions to the worker, but also, fuck the boss sometimes. And also like, why the fuck isn't my employee working hard? Like, there's always that push and pull and finding that perfect balance between, like, any full-time self-employed person knows that same balance. And it's hard to do. I slip all the fucking time. Like, I'll have a week at a time where I'm like, fuck, I was late for 4 streams in a row this week. And like, the fact that you're able to like handle it so well, even amidst the isolation, because I know probably like Jaku, you and I are probably similar in the fact that like we could probably be fine not having to see another human for 2 weeks. Like, I could be, I'd be okay. I'd just do some push-ups, play video games. Pooh, I think you would need the physical interaction more. But if you live with your family, which I mean, it has to be a different experience altogether.
Completely different.
How has your first week been?
I gotta be honest, it has changed in my life currently right now. Exactly 2 hours of my week. Which is the 2 hours of my week where I take my son to gymnastics class. That is literally the only thing which is kind of weird. It also was pretty depressing to realize.
Yeah.
Outside, I mean, I think the thing is though, like at home, I'm probably a pretty socially isolated person, but I travel a lot, and when I go travel, it is very social things. I bring, I have a wonderful drink company that pays for me and my friends to go play video games in different cities, and we have a great time, and in GDQs, and I have a great time there, and that's a week of my life, and 2 weeks out of the year, and then we have another week for MMC. There's 3 weeks out of the year, and then you add in those each of those speedrun sessions, and I'm gone like 2 months out of the year, essentially, right there already, and so I like to be home and hang out with my family, and so we have been kind of doing our same normal thing minus all of his classes. So that's just it's kind of weird. We've pretty much canceled, put on hold every event for this year because nobody knows. Like I don't know. If you had to, if you put if you had money down on a table of when I think we're gonna start getting back to normal, not back to normal, but getting back to normal, I definitely wouldn't put it before July. You know?
Same. Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I'll say we've left the house twice since it's gone down. We went Saturday just to do like some shopping, and we went to like the calmest grocery store in the world. It had toilet paper. We didn't buy any because we have some. We had some already, like, not because we were hoarding it, just because
your house has toilet paper.
Dude, you gotta wipe. Yeah, we got 3 bathrooms, man. Not to brag, but
we got 3 bathrooms. 2 of them got a shower. One's got a tub.
That is true. Yeah, you haven't even been to my house yet.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, well, you're.
And not for the next few months, for sure. That's for sure.
No, you're right. I just thought about it. It was like, I was about to say, fuck, you should come out. And then I was like, damn, I can't do that.
We could drive.
That bums me out.
We could drive there.
Yeah, I do. I am a social person. I like people. I'm not like an extrovert or introvert. I'm just like a vert.
Yeah.
But I definitely like going out and doing things. It's not a secret that like me and my wife's favorite date night is going to supporting the performing arts of dancers of certain kinds. Like God knows when that's going to be back.
Vegas has drive-through strip clubs right now for lap dance.
What is that? What am I going to do?
Drive-through lap dance is what they're giving, and then they have hand sanitizer
like
wrestling.
Hand job. Yeah, gloved hand job is what that is.
And then they also have hand sanitizer wrestling.
I love that.
They're moving with the times.
They're adapting. Yeah,
they're adapting.
If there's one industry that adapts faster than any other industry, it's the ones that deal with naked ladies.
Industry. Yeah. I would totally agree with that.
Absolutely.
No, it's definitely it's weird because my life like really hasn't changed this last week as far as what I've done, but I have a certain amount of anxiety and dread knowing that I'm not going to do these things, knowing that events that I really enjoy. I love concerts, you know what I mean? Like I don't know when I'm going to get to see another concert, you know what I mean? Like we don't know when it's going to be normal again. And it's also really fascinating too because it's like this is the first time I can remember where it's like a straight up world event. Talking with people in other countries has been very interesting, as we get to do on Twitch,
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. It's not affected my day-to-day life, but it's definitely affecting my mental state on day-to-day life. And like, I want to take a day and just like relax and figure everything out. But like, almost like Twitch streaming is like one of the most important things you can do right now because there's no sports. There's no, we're going to run out of TV shows soon because they're not making any new ones right now. They're not releasing any of these movies for us.
Matrix got canceled, or not canceled, but production. Like,
Yeah.
it's on hold.
Oh, yeah,
Every movie,
that makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah,
every
but-
movie is.
Yeah, but Matrix especially.
Every movie, TV show, yeah. Matrix especially, yeah. So it is weird. Like, it's important that content creators keep creating content because there's a good chance we might be the only new content.
Yeah.
In a
You
few
see Conan
months.
O'Brien? He's going to be filming his show with an iPhone and in his home
Oh, wow.
with Skype. So, like, he might as well just go to Twitch. But, you know.
You'd think he'd have a better camera than that.
I think the whole idea is, like, he doesn't want to have a better camera. He wants to make it, like, this is his home. This is how he has to adapt.
Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure he could get a DSLR.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he could.
exactly.
But I think he wants to kind of, like, you know, I think it'll be interesting. I think it's a good way to do it. And iPhone cameras are not bad. Let's be honest. All newer smartphone cameras in general are pretty damn good nowadays.
Yeah, that's true.
So it'll be interesting. But no, I think you're right, Boo. I think, like, streamers, us especially right now, we're in a unique position where we live at home. Well, yeah, we live at home. We work from home.
Very unique living at home.
Yeah, very unique. We live in our parents' basement. Listen, so we work from home. We have all the equipment. As long as we have internet, we can entertain, and that's what people need in these times is entertainment not more than anything, but definitely a big part of it.
It is a big part of it. Like keeping and it's something that I think you're already seeing. Like in not everyone's quarantined themselves yet. I feel like the most rebellious of the people out there, like, you know, like my mom was like laying into it. She's in Florida.
Oh,
she was like, all these fucking kids, you know what I mean? And I was
Yeah.
cracking up. Yeah,
They're at the beach.
Yeah, oh man, I was
up.
watching like people like social media stuff about all the spring breakers right now who are like, fuck it, man, I'm gonna party. You know, I came here to party. It's spring break. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah,
it's hard.
Honestly,
man.
probably would have been me 5 years ago.
Sure.
I think there was probably a year, at least 1 year in my life where I probably would have been like that. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I think I think it's hard because the whole, you know, we know symptoms don't show up for a couple weeks. You know what I mean? Like that's a very well documented thing. I think it's hard for a lot of people to comprehend things that just aren't right in front of them right there. You know what I mean? It's hard to feel something that's not directly affecting you, I think, for a lot of people.
Dude, for a lot of people in our age range, you can get it and lose it and never show any symptoms ever, which is just like so weird. It's like, well, wait. So basically, I am simply a vessel for this thing. Like, it doesn't affect me. It doesn't do anything other than jump to other people. It's like,
it can also fuck
weird.
you up too.
It can. It absolutely can. No, absolutely.
Yeah. Especially me and Jakku are a little older than you, X-Water. We're a little bit more.
You're low 30s, both of you. You're fine.
Slightly. Yo,
we're almost.
We got a couple more months. Low 30s.
Not even a couple. Just less than a month.
Oh shit, dude! We got a couple more weeks.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
I didn't even think about that. But you know what? Honestly, like that's what's crazy is our birthday. Our birthdays are coming up.
Yeah.
It feels like a million years away.
It does.
It's a couple weeks away, and it's going to feel like a million years before it comes.
No
birthday party for you guys.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. No party, but more importantly, like no free food and stuff at restaurants to be like, hey, it's my birthday.
Jakku, if anyone can go into a restaurant and just lie about that, it's you. It's my birthday, sir. You were here yesterday.
Yeah, that was my twin. He was born 12 hours before me.
We're a little bit farther apart from each other. Yeah.
I was a late bloomer. What about you, X-Water? What's your situation been like? Because you live with your brother.
Yeah, but me, Steve,
are you social distancing each other in the shower? The people want to know.
Absolutely, yeah. No, at least 6 feet apart in any shower, in any liquidized location. No, it's been pretty normal so far. Honestly, the biggest change was I hang out with like my local friends a couple times a week. Like we'll play. I quit playing Magic, as you guys know, but like they still do it every Monday, and sometimes I'll swing by just to see them. And we do board game nights on Wednesdays sometimes, and every once in a while we'll do a movie night. So like everything that we typically do is just like, well, we can play video games online if you want. And like they were kind of also like their isolation is like, all right, we're isolated from everyone, except for each other. And they're still like all hanging out. And I'm like, I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. You do your thing. I'm gonna stay back. But
yeah.
You know what the biggest like trip up for me was that it was 11 o'clock on Tuesday before I even fucking realized it was St. Patty's Day. And that broke my heart.
I mean, you have professed your love for St. Patrick's Day.
You have.
I know. I feel like a brand new human being.
So
not having, I wasn't even day drunk, man.
So I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before. So Chicago dyes their river green.
Yeah.
I've lived in Chicago for I don't know how long at this point, 14 years or more. I've never seen the river green. Something's always come up to prevent me from going downtown, or I was traveling somewhere else. And so the tradition continues, although this year they didn't dye it at all. But like, it's kind of like, yeah, this is my constant in life. I will never see the river be green.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is like I don't know, it is a trip. I think that's kind of what like emphasizes something though. You don't even realize not what day it is, but that any day is going to be special right now.
Yeah.
Because we are kind of like looking forward to the mundane at this point.
And it's such a like moment of confusion right now where it's like, well, shit, what's gonna happen? Like, we're still early enough on into this that like the isolation doesn't feel like a necessity yet because we haven't seen, at least for where we're at, like in North America and the regions we're in, we haven't seen people like start getting really sick, and we haven't seen these cases. Like currently in my city, there's no documented cases being, I think they've only tested 80 people so far, but like it hasn't really like come into full swing here yet.
Yeah.
So it's hard for us to really understand what this next couple of weeks is going to look like. And it's all that anyone really can focus on. And that's like precisely why I feel like St. Patrick's Day was just like glanced mostly over because I was, everyone's sitting around like, don't go outside, just don't go outside, just stay inside, don't go inside.
Yeah, it's an interesting time with everything, and like I want to kind of see, like, Chicago's a huge city, and like it's always bustling, and so like I'm very curious to like go out and explore, and I might just take a drive, sort of thing.
I was gonna say Sunday. That's what me, Gina, and the kid are doing. We're just going on a drive because that's something we can do.
Yeah.
Gets us out of the house. You know what I mean? Like see new scenery. We're just going to go for a drive, which is cool because we haven't done that. And it's also going to be cool because the roads are very, very sparse right now.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
true.
It's like,
and like
you don't want to go for a drive in traffic. You want to go for a drive and not run into anyone else,
Yeah.
So,
and going for a drive is something like, it just seems like a simpler time. It was something like families used to do that in the 60s. Like, hey, it's Saturday, let's go for a drive.
Yeah.
And like that's all. That's all it is. And you're not going to go.
Gas got expensive.
Is gas expensive right now?
Right now it's cheap. Right now in
right
Canada,
now
it's
really
like
cheap.
The cheapest it's been. It's never been this cheap while I've had the ability to drive.
It's really cheap.
What's it like right now? Because I have no even idea of what gas should be. So you guys,
that's true.
I drive a gas car and I don't ever look at it either. I just because I gotta buy it.
That's
like,
a
you know what I mean? It's not like I can't buy it.
That's a minor flex. It's
No,
it's not a flex. It's just like you can't buy it. Like you have to buy the gas. Like there's no not buying the gas. Like you need the gas. You got to buy the gas.
You're on. Let me play a scenario right now. You're on half a tank. Gas is at a 2-week high. Do you fill up right now, or do you wait till it's a little bit lower? Chance it next week. Maybe you save a couple of bucks because you filled up when it was 3 cents lower.
Yes,
I mean that's how I think at the very least.
Sure.
Here's the thing: is even in my brokest times, I wasn't sweating 2 cents.
Well, 2 cents per dollar adds up. It's not necessarily about sweating it. It's about why spend
2 cents on a 24-gallon tank is 50 cents.
All right. Well, multiply that into 8 because I'm thinking liters right here.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah. No. Anyway, you add that up over the course of a year, maybe you make an extra $60.
I'm not arguing with you, but yeah, no, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm alone and always thinking that, but even as a youth, I was like, I got to get the gas. Like there's no,
sure.
There's no
dude,
not
I would
the
put
gas,
in $3 if gas was high on a particular day and just wait it out. Yeah.
No, I was like, I feel
like you're wasting more time. Yeah.
But
you're gambling.
What do you have
you're gambling on it for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
XR likes to gamble. But yeah, I was like, I got $20. I gotta get $20 worth of gas. Who knows how long it would last me? Maybe a week, maybe a month. But
I check the price on a lot of things, but like not gas.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
It's
like,
a necessity.
I don't want to make this like it's just a necessity thing, you know.
Yeah,
we're not. I gotta get the gas.
This
is that Grab Pooh Bear.
just the way I live my life. I'm very naturally a frugal person, and I always like to make sure
too,
I'm
but I gotta
saving.
get the gas.
He's got to
Lots
get the
of
gas.
dosh.
He's got to get the gas.
Yeah,
Like,
but I'm
like,
getting the gas for 2 cents cheaper, baby.
If there's a Shell in a other gas station. I don't know what other gas station. Whatever.
Sunoco.
You know, what other evil corporation across the street from it? You know, the evil corporation A and evil corporation B. And when evil corporation B has 2 cents less than evil corporation A, I'm not going to go to evil corporation A. I'll make a left turn for that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
You know.
That's fair.
But it's not like I'm. You know.
Who would have thought
I'll
gas
make a left turn
prices?
For it.
Gas prices was the demise of Warp World.
Sorry guys, I'm out. I can't work with people who just fill up whatever they want.
Oh my goodness. But,
I got an app on my phone. It tells me each gas station and what the current no, I don't have that. No, man, I've always been that way. Like when I'm grocery shopping, I'll go out and like I'll pick up the grocery flyer. I'll open up my like little phone with my grocery store flyer apps, and I'll be like, all right, like Mountain Dew's on sale at Food Basics, and frozen pizzas are on sale at Freshco. And then bam, 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 I get all my groceries at the cheapest price from the appropriate retailers, and I make some savings. That's how I like to do it. And I will admit it's probably a minuscule enough amount that like I don't really need to be doing it. But again, it's just that it's just that thing in my brain. It's just a thing that I do, you know?
Other than a little bit of extra time, like overall, it saves you a bit over, and it's a good habit to have. I would say.
Yeah, and if you have that habit in enough different avenues, you could be saving anywhere from like $400 to $1,000 a year. You know, $400 to $1,000 a year.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's legit money. I mean, but you still gotta buy the gas.
You gotta buy the gas.
You're not getting around buying the gas. Like
right now, I've seen it under 80 cents a liter, which doesn't happen.
I don't know.
I've never seen
that
liters since I was a kid. That would, yeah. Even if you it's very cheap, incredibly cheap.
Let me just Google gas prices, Michigan.
It's like 40% cheaper than it's been in the last like 15 years. I feel like.
Okay, 190. Okay, yeah, gas is $2 a gallon in Michigan right now.
Yeah.
I remember when $2 was like, oh my God, it's $2. Because when in the 90s and when we first started driving, it was like around $1.
It was like $1.
Yeah,
it was $1.
And when it got to $2, like, oh my God, it doubled.
Yeah, everyone's like, don't drive.
yeah, that was a huge thing. So now we're back down to like, oh, $2, that's cheap. Okay, so that's where we're at again. Okay.
Yeah.
We're suckers. No, seriously, when we got our license, Jakku.
Yeah.
I think the first tank of gas I ever put in, no joke, because I got 10 cents off at a local corner store for being a local, and it was 76 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's about right.
That was
wow.
And I remember
76 cents a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. Right. I know.
I can't even fathom that.
I know. Well, and that's why everyone started buying big ass trucks and shit, because they were like, "Fuck, I can do two miles per gallon. Who gives a fuck?" You know what I mean? Pollution everywhere.
That's been one plus side of this is there's been a lot less pollution. Fish are returning to places.
Yeah, you see the pictures of what is it, Italy and like
the
Venice
rivers in China.
The Venice Canal. You know what amazed me is like it's only been a couple weeks too. And already nature just is coming back.
Nature's ready to take back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it made me like, what do I want to say? It made me hopeful. Like actually like very hopeful for if we did make a legit change in climate change. Like which is kind of weird because it's kind of weird to be hopeful right now. But it does like it yeah, I mean I think that is like gonna be this like I hope that's what comes out of this more is that this is an opportunity because we're kind of setting the reset button on society in some ways.
Yeah.
A little bit,
Yeah. Vegas is shut down. Vegas never shuts down. Vegas didn't shut down for 9/11. Like that just shows you like Vegas never ever shuts down, and they're shut down for weeks, maybe months. And we can hit the reset on the way we do some things as humanity. And I hope, I'm not sure, but I hope that maybe we can come out of this a cleaner society, just in the way we literally clean things, like the way we take care of things that we've created, and the way we take care of things that are already here. We see the changes. Like, we're physically going to see these changes. Like, what if we did stop polluting? We're going to see these changes now. I hope people appreciate these changes,
right,
and can all agree that maybe, I want to go back out. I want to fly everywhere. I want to have fun. I want to drink. I want to party. I want to do all these great things. But I think us as a society, like, this is a good opportunity to do that, and I'm hopeful.
No, I along those same lines, I think like so many people have been like, oh, it's so hard to change our ways. There's no way we can do it. And now we're forced to because of this. And so now
it's uncomfortable, but it's not like,
it's not super like, it's a little uncomfortable, sure, but it would be a lot less uncomfortable if we still had a few things happening. If we still were able to go outside and interact with people. But simply go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. I feel like it's uncomfortable, but like I also don't want to also like downplay that it's a lot more than uncomfortable for some people too.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of
because
people are
right now it is
right
a
now.
little more than uncomfortable. But no, in general, like the adjustments you have to make to be isolated, it's like you're losing the social aspects, the physical social aspect of your life, and you still like. It's a great thing that we have the internet and these communities and FaceTime and Discord and Skype and Netflix co-watch. Like, there's so many ways to spend time with people not
without
physically together. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I guess that's the thing. Like, we're all very fortunate right now. We have homes, everything's fine. So
like, us three are super lucky in all of this.
Yeah.
There's so many people, and that is the other side of this, is that it's going to rock lives in a ton of ways beyond just jobs right now. It's going to rock lives. It's very likely going to rock one of or all three of our lives in some ways,
Absolutely.
So we should, we're so very fortunate. Us three are very, very lucky. But
I do hope that this kind of shows the world, like, people are able to kind of change their day-to-day to make the world a better place, and that it will be tough, but it won't be impossible, I think, is the message we need to show. Because like, it's really nice to see these things happening with the nature and less pollution and stuff. And 2 months ago, it would have been like, yeah, there's no way we're gonna stop the pollution and fish are gonna return here and whatnot. But we're seeing that, and it's uplifting, and that's what we need. So that's very, very cool to see that sort of thing. But obviously, there's, as we mentioned, there's so many other people out there that are struggling. There's unsung heroes of this entire thing. And I know, Pooh, you've been a great advocate and talking about them on Twitter a lot.
You've been singing them.
Yeah.
I'm all about everyone. Like, it is like, you're a hero. Like, to be a hero right now, you're staying at home. You're doing an essential job. You know what I mean? The only ones that are being dickheads are those kids out on the beaches. You know what I mean? Like, that's all we need to do to be a hero right now is stay at home and isolate. You know what I mean? Sit in your underwear watching Twitch, and you're a fucking hero right now. Important. It really is. And here's the real of it. Like, the real of it, like, you can't, there's no doubting it anymore at this point. Like, it's a worldwide problem. It's a thing. And the longer people are going out and dicking around and disobeying the requests, you know what I mean? The need to social distance, the longer we're going to be in this. Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Like, the longer it's going to be until you're going to go out and be able to do all those things again.
And the more people that don't listen, eventually it's going to be like, I've heard cities are thinking about enforcing curfews.
Actually, now that you just said this, California just issued a mandatory stay at home for the statewide. Well, you can only leave for essentials.
Makes sense.
So like, no car rides. which is you want to be able to do those things. And the only way you're going to be able to kind of go out and kind of be safe about it is if you don't go out and be stupid about it. If you don't go out and party, stay home.
No, absolutely. Like, so that's a thing I wanted to talk about too, is that I've done not like the most amount of reading on it, but I've done a little bit. And obviously I'm not a doctor, so this might be absolutely wrong, but from what I've been reading about is that like it's not necessarily, at least in an area like mine, bad to be outside, getting out of the home, getting into a new space that, like, if let's say there is a contagion in your home, getting out of it for a little bit actually could be beneficial. The important thing is that you be in an area where you're not ever like close to anybody, like 6 feet apart, all times minimum kind of thing. So like I've been making it a habit to get out and continue like going for walks down by the river, like late at night, no one's down there, go for a jog or something like that. And like, it's probably like, again, I'm in a much less populated area than you, Jaku, so I'm sure it'd be a little harder for you to do something like that, but I gotta say it's kind of nice.
Yeah, no, and you can do that right now, but yeah, if things continue, then your government and your cities are gonna be like, hey, you can't leave unless it's essential. And
definitely play it by your situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, everybody got to do their part for this to go as fast as possible. With this free time, that because a lot of us are getting a bit more free time from this and stuff, and a lot of people aren't commuting for work and stuff, there's a bit of calm to it, and it's a nice feeling. Do you think like in the future we might have like times where like we have this for like a week as not a celebration, but like as a, like every 2 years or every 5 years, it's like everyone takes a week off to like do this again?
I mean,
honestly, I don't.
You don't think this is going to be like acknowledged in, like I do. This is a world event. I mean, this is going to be acknowledged in some way.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think there's going to be a repetition of like, all right, everybody take the week off, stay out. Like,
no, that's not going to
end of the day. It's like
you're still going to work, but
yeah.
Okay. Well, let me do it this way instead. All right. Swine
carbon
flu
emission week.
Yeah. Swine flu, bird flu. Those were all serious things that happen, but not on the same level. Do you think the next swine flu type thing, is the world going to react differently and be like, everyone stay home so it doesn't spread like last time?
Yeah, I think for near future, absolutely.
Well, I mean, yeah, if assuming this gets as bad as every smart person says this is, I also have the fear of the other way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's say we did get ahead of it, you know what I mean? And we do flatten the curve right away, you know what I mean? And my fear is that people are going to be like, well, why do we even do this? Why do we shut everything down? You know what I mean? Like, which they don't get, that shutting it down is what
stopped it.
What's going to cause it. Like, there's no, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like there is, especially in America, there's just like this like weird like we think we're immune. Americans think they're immune to that stuff only happens in other countries so often, but this is not that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm
sure we all have, or at least me and Jaku probably have someone in our family who's like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
you're probably good, X-Water. You're in Canada, where people just believe what scientists say.
My dad's not the strongest believer in all of this right now. I've been urging him to take as much caution as possible, but he's not working from home or anything yet, so he's still out and about. Which
out and about.
The other day he's like,
parents?
Pardon?
Are you seeing your parents at all? You're staying away from them?
No, I've stayed away. Yeah, my mom in the past has had some health difficulties. So as hard as that is for her, and that's one I feel really bad for, because like my mom is a very social person. Like she does not like being cooped up in the house. And right now it's like, if anyone needs to not get it out of like close relatives for me, it's her. Like she's definitely the most immunocompromised out of anybody that I know in my immediate family. So I'm like, yo, don't leave the house. Don't leave the house. Stay at home. We'll talk on the phone. We'll chat. We'll hang out internet style a little bit, but don't leave the house. Like I'll send you a book on Amazon or something, whatever you need. Like, but Dad, on the other hand, is a little bit like he's imagine like a really stubborn, masculine style old country guy where he's like, imagine Ivan Drago from Rocky 4, and the line where he goes, "If he dies, he dies."
Yeah,
it's just. I may not agree with it, but that's just kind of his style here. And I'm like, all right, you know what?
Sure.
I'm telling you all I can. Keep washing your hands. Don't touch people. Don't
touch
dab
people
when you cough, kind of deal.
Yeah.
But I did see my dad for a little bit today because he bought. Well, I say bought. Him and his buddy make a lot of smoked meat, and he had like a good like 60 pounds of meat that we had to package. But we were very sanitary about the whole thing. We both super scrubbed down before interacting with each other. It was a quick 20 minutes. It was in and out kind of deal. But yeah.
There's so many jokes there that I could have made that I decided not to.
Smoked meat is a very strong part of my culture, Jaku.
Packed it, all sorts of stuff, man. You hit every single button there, and I refrained as much as I could.
I appreciate that.
All right, so it will be interesting to see what leads to the future because of this for sure.
Yeah.
And go ahead. Oh, I think like me and you, Pooh, I feel like we really and Xwater, but I think like we really hope that people see this and like good comes from it. But I think we all kind of know like it's so many people aren't going to change, unfortunately, with this, and like it's hard. It's people have their opinion. People will die with their opinion, and it's not our call for that sort of stuff. But I hope this does enlighten people in a way to hopefully make the world a better place. As as I don't know, cartoony as that sounds, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first time, maybe ever, where the world is kind of coming together to fight a common enemy. And it doesn't matter, your race, creed, color, country of origin. Right now, it is we all, and it's weird. We're coming together by staying home.
Yeah.
And it is interesting to. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out as we get back to hopefully, sooner than later, get back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
And this is our new normal right now. Like right now, this is what we're living. This is our new normal right now.
For a couple months, for sure.
It's going to be that way for a couple months. And whatever the new normal is after that, I hope it's a better one than what we left before this. Because I tell you that was, dude, 2020 was already dragging me on way before this.
It has not been my definition of a sweet year.
It's been absolutely a rough year, and we're not even done with 3 months.
We still got
first quarter. It's like we had the World War III threats for the first month. Second,
that seems like 25 years ago.
Exactly. This year, man, it makes 2019 look like peaches and honey, dude.
Dude, it feels like we're about to celebrate the 3rd anniversary of Kobe Bryant passing already.
I know. Time is just
I
flying.
know.
You're right.
I know.
Wow.
Dude, that episode was in the 30s of this podcast. So when we that feels like 900 years. Even just last week, honestly, does feel like so long ago.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing about not really leaving your life and your home and stuff. Days kind of blur together, and you're like, man,
everything meshes together a lot more.
No, it's been 4 days, man. I don't know what you're talking about. You can still eat the food that you bought 4 days ago. It's still good. It's not old.
Yeah. There's one other thing I do want to touch on too, is some of the things that people are going to be losing that they can't get back. Especially and this is it sounds frivolous, but it is important. Things like graduations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My niece and nephew are seniors. They're not going to get to walk down. They're not going to get a graduation celebration. They probably won't get a graduation party right now. They're not going to get to go to prom.
Dude, how about weddings too?
Weddings.
I know two big weddings happening in the close summer, spring months, and it's there's a lot of talk about just straight up having to just cancel them.
We had a friend
married town hall style.
Yeah, no, tons of that.
On the flip side of that, funerals.
I wasn't sure if we were going to mention that, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that, and that's a hard one. Like
that is a hard one.
Weddings are one thing, you can postpone them and stuff, and like that's hard. But a funeral, like that's really tough for people.
It's something you need.
You do.
Something a lot of people need for closure, and those wounds are going to be open
until they can go out.
Yeah. And those are all huge moments, and these are things that were, maybe, not taken for granted in the world, but things that I think definitely are, these are memories that you can't get back. A lot of things you can delay, but those are things that these kids are not going to be back. People I think about another example of mine, just using my niece, her dance season. This is her final year of dance. Her dance season is going to be canceled. How many athletes out there, baseball, basketball, whatever, hockey, where this is their last year playing.
Right.
Even in the NBA, Vince Carter, that was probably Vince Carter's last game that we saw him play. Been playing, he's 44 years old. I don't know. He's old. Yeah. And, that's these things that are kind of getting stripped from people that they'll never be able to get back is real. And the pain from that is going to,
ripple through
the
time.
disappointment. That disappointment is justified, is what I want to say. You know what I mean? It's kind of
there's definitely there's a lot of stuff that's going to be getting canceled and things that you don't realize that are going to affect these people's lives, and it's going to be different. You're going to be talking to someone like, oh yeah, how was your graduation? And it's going to be 10 years have passed, and they're like, oh, you graduated in 2020. Ooh.
Yeah.
And but on the flip side, and this is Carcat, he mentioned this, which is kind of important. There's going to be a lot of babies in 9 months. We're gonna have Boomer 2.0.
Probably.
These are going to be baby boomers 2.0. Absolutely.
People gonna be fucking. I feel like the sexting game's gonna go sky high. Send nudes to people, man. Why not?
On the flip side, you are supposed to social distance yourself, so maybe no sex is happening.
I mean, it depends on who you're isolated with, right?
There's gonna be both babies and divorces. In some case, both.
Yeah. People who have to spend way too much time together now. It's just oh, I realized I hate you.
Oh.
So there's gonna be ripples of all sorts of things that we're not thinking of right now. In 2 years, we're gonna be like, oh, this is weird, and it's gonna come back to, oh, because of this, it's gonna be the reason, and that's going to go on for a little bit. Manufacturing of things. Apple, they released some new products. They had no keynote, so it went without many notice. But they're still trying to push out products because, they're shipped, they're there. People need entertainment still, but we're gonna see delays. PS3, PS5, Xbox One, whatever it's called. I don't know. New Xbox.
Yeah, new Xbox. Maybe. Sure.
Could be delayed, might not be. But there's going to be definitely probably scarcity for sure if it does get released. And that's just this year. Next year is going to be something similar. And we're going to see it slowly but surely. There's going to be things that we didn't think about. But then realize, that was the cause.
And now that you mentioned all these things coming out, like the new consoles and new technology and all these things, the thing that I'm thinking about with it is, these are all things that we're so used to having come out, and you get the new one, you cop the new shit, you upgrade whatever you got, and you do it on this frequent basis. But in a time like right now, that's probably something a lot of people absolutely just aren't focused on. And I'm wondering if that is a mindset that will kind of continue forward after all this, because I don't know, I live kind of a lot more like that. I haven't upgraded my phone because I don't need to. It still works. I don't buy the new thing because I feel like I just don't need it. I don't want to frivolously spend my money. And as we discussed
me
earlier,
and Jakku definitely do.
Well, I used to. I have an iPhone X, which is not a super old phone, but it's 2 generations old now. And
I'm 2 generations behind too.
Yeah. So I reached a point where I'm
phones, I'm over.
Yeah, I'm over phones. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
GPUs in my PC?
Oh,
no.
My GPU?
No, I want the
1080.
No, I need the newest GPU.
I have a
you
1080.
have a 1080.
I have
Not
a 1080.
Even a 1080 Ti?
Not even a Ti.
Oh my
Not
god,
even a
dude!
TI.
I can't even game with you.
I know. I am. But
you're running on medium graphics.
oh no, I'm still running pretty high on
dude,
things.
1080 still.
Yeah.
It's a 1080. It's not that far back
Yeah,
yet.
I'm running
on
I'm
medium.
running 2K. I'm running 2K resolution still. Like it runs on most things. But yeah, no, like I've kind of stopped that a while ago. Which I'm fortunate for because like I'm like right now that's good. But other people aren't like that. But I think actually your point is like there's going to be a lot of scarcity and or just no new hardware coming out. And people are going to have to skip a generation. And they might then realize, I actually don't need this when it does come out.
Exactly. My life wasn't any different by skipping this generation. Things like, I don't miss having the next one kind of thing. I feel like it might it might just be a side effect of adapting that mindset.
Yeah, and that's going to have another ripple effect on the economy and those companies pushing these things out. And they're going to have to be like, okay, maybe we do something every 2 years or every 1.5 years, or maybe we just actually have to innovate for once because we've been really lazy. So yeah, there's a lot that's going to happen from this, and it's who would have thought? Like honestly, this year started off so strange, but I wouldn't have expected this in a million years.
This is going to 2020 is definitely going to be a year that is going to shape a deep amount of future. I think for where the world goes.
Yeah,
not just like USA and Canada, but like where the entire world goes, and it is going to be interesting the mindsets everyone comes out on the other side because it's going to be a long time. It is going to be a long time, and it is going to be interesting to see. I mean, we're going to talk. This is not the last time we're going to talk about this.
No, but this, I think,
and the implications and everything. It's not. You know what I mean? And I'm sure we'll get back to talking about how it affects gaming a bit.
I think everyone knows how it affects gaming today, right now. I don't think we need to do a podcast about it.
I think right now everyone's just like, thank God Animal Crossing and Doom are coming out. Like, everyone's just
At least those are finished.
Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is like the perfect game for this.
It is. You know, it's actually great that Nintendo delayed it because it would have come out earlier, and then we would have been like, what do we play? It's like, oh, we're already past Animal Crossing. But now we're right into it. I think we're going a little longer than we wanted, but I want to leave one last thing and maybe on a humorous note. April 1st, it's coming up. We're having another podcast before then. But what if we wake up April 1st and it was all an April Fool's joke? A horrible
prank,
one.
bro.
Sick prank.
Sick prank.
JK. It's like Corona's here 6 months, like 6 weeks later. Haha, JK.
Drink Corona. It was all because we saw the Mr. Peanut. You know, he died.
Mr. Peanut died, and Corona beer went one step further. They're killing.
Yeah.
No. I don't. For some reason, I don't think that's the play.
No, it's not.
And you're going to hell for that joke.
Hey, you know what? Mr. Peanut would have probably been immunocompromised. He was like 130, dude.
That's true. This would have taken him out anyways.
Listen, if it wasn't the car off the cliff.
Oh my God.
Dude. This whole thing, it's so wild, man.
It is.
Dude, that commercial was 42 years ago, it feels like.
Right?
Right? Shakira and J-Lo together at the Super Bowl.
Oh my God.
That is a memory of distant past.
Could you
that
imagine?
Was literally the best thing that happened this year. Like, that's the top of the 2020 right now.
That's where we peaked, yeah.
J-Lo and Shakira, that's where we peaked. J-Lo and Shakira's butt shaking on TV while hundreds of millions of
I'm
people.
Gonna rewatch that tonight. That was good.
Imagine if like this all happened before the Super Bowl. Like that Super Bowl would have been canceled, and like that would have been there would have been riots on that one. I feel like.
Yeah.
I keep losing it.
I mean,
but
there's, just going like this is still going to be a really long year. Like we haven't even
scratched the surface.
Like we haven't even scratched the surface. Like there's still a fucking election.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's right. I did.
Oh my God.
I had human contact. I had to go out. I had to go out and
vote.
Yeah, I went.
Yeah,
I went out and voted on Tuesday. That was an experience.
That's another wild thing. Like that. Like if this goes all the way to like, oh my God.
I don't say it. We all know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We all
There's
know
just
it.
there's so many.
Yeah.
So many
This
ways that
this
can
year
go.
could get so much worse. All right.
Oh my god.
I
don't.
all right. I think
Oh,
let's
man.
let's wrap it up.
Do we have any viewer questions? Can we do? Is there a viewer question?
We do. We have.
Can we
viewer
take
question.
Can we do at least one side question, Dan?
Here's a side question for you. It's very on topic. With social distancing now being the norm for the foreseeable future, do you think a game like Animal Crossing, where you can socialize with others in a virtual world, is going to be a boom financially for Nintendo? Your friend, rated R.
Listen, you think Tom Nook is rich? Wait till Nintendo after everybody literally buys this fucking game these next like 4 days. It's the best time sync game that exists, and you can play with your friends. Like you can hang out with your friends while playing. It's just so perfect.
The game is
timing's perfect for them.
The game requires you to put aside so much of your actual time to play. And then for you to go socialize virtually with your friends. It's honestly, you couldn't write this in a script and people are like, oh, this is too on the nose. But this is exactly what the game is, and it's a perfect time for it. I think Nintendo is going to be like hurting to get systems out because people are going to want this. Like Ring Fit.
Ring Fit. Yeah, that's going for like $300 right now.
Yeah, that is sold out everywhere. People in Japan were like turning it in to return it, and they were getting more money than they paid for it originally.
Oh my god!
Like it's insane there. So yeah, I think Animal Crossing. I think VR. I think online Discord's been doing something. Like everybody's like making it easier for people to socialize online because it's needed. And like you're gonna go to those worlds like Animal Crossing, and you're gonna experience it, and you're gonna be like, this is great. It's not gonna replace things, but it's going to help fill that itch.
Mm-hmm.
And with that,
Animal Crossing's so hard.
I'm not gonna plug the Patreon during the time, but I do want to mention that last week we did have the poll start, and we forgot to mention it on the last episode. So there is the Patreon pick for the first in this series for the next crowd control game. So if you are a Patreon, go and vote. Don't forget.
Yeah, go beat that.
But I like the list. It's fun. Guys, last year we saw each other a lot, and we won't forget that. We will always have 2019.
Dude, I thought we were gonna see each other a whole lot this year.
We did,
too.
yeah. It started off with so many things, and we don't know what the next half of the year is going to be. I hope to see you guys soon.
At least not in the next 2 months.
Yeah,
it's definitely not happening in the next 2 months.
I'll tell you what, none of us are gonna miss an episode for a while at least.
That's true.
Hey, no promises. I might go stir crazy. I gotta catch up on my St. Patty's Day drinking.
Oh my god,
dude! I'm losing my mind a little bit right now. I'm like a ball of anxiety all the time right now, just because it's just like,
fuck. Yeah, but I feel lucky that I'm quarantined with my brother and his girlfriend, because it's like I have that's enough. 3 people's a great number to like do fun hangout stuff. Like we can play a board game. We can play a video game, watch a movie. Like I have a couple people I can hang out with here, which is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah.
I wish my son was old enough to play like card games with us.
Yeah.
Tons of 4-player card games I'd like to play. And we have her brother is also
that's right.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would be alone otherwise, and then we wouldn't have a dog with us while this was happening. So,
I should get a dog.
Which is out of the question.
You should, Jakku. You should get a dog.
I got time for a dog now.
If there's ever a time to get a dog, this is now. Although as soon as it's over, you're immediately going to start traveling all the time again. So
yeah,
I should sell my dog.
Rent a dog.
A cat.
Oh my god,
Well, no, foster. You can foster a dog.
And then we talked about fostering dogs, and I got one.
Yeah, you're doing a good.
That was when I was a guest. We talked about it. Except instead of dogs, it was exotic animals. But
yeah. Well, later on, I found out that when you foster a dog, the company gives you the dog food and stuff too. And like you could just eat the dog food, and then like that's like
700 IQ.
Yeah,
700 IQ. Dog's got a real big appetite today. Could you send me some more food?
Yeah. Dog machine. Yeah, electronic logic. He had a dog machine. But no, it's I do hope to see you guys soon. Obviously, it will be MMC. Fingers crossed. It will be an even bigger event. With
far
all
enough out that we're
it's even more important
safe.
because Yeah, it's even more important because Direct Relief is going to be, leading the charge and helping people with whatever they need to be helped with.
Yeah. And we will have experienced, not a disaster, but similar sort of situation.
At least an emergency.
Yeah, an emergency, and we will all kind of understand it even more so than before. We obviously everything was always serious, but like I wouldn't say all of us have had that experience to understand what people go through, and so it will only make us put out better content for MMC and whatnot.
Absolutely,
guys. But this was a nice chat. It's same time.
It's going to be our first non-3-hour episode in a couple weeks.
It is. It's still long.
We've been
honestly, we could have talked for hours about this. I'm sure.
But I think more now than ever, people are getting time to kind of do the things they need to, and let's not take that from them. But let's sharing our experiences, so you know what we're going through, and hopefully we're helping you through yours.
Oh, before we do go, I have one. I'm going to submit my own side question,
all right,
because I think it's a good one. With the ample amount of time that you have, what is a hobby or a skill or a thing you would invest yourself in, like learning, doing? Like for me, I would probably something like painting. Pick up painting. One of those skills that takes a lot of time and effort and energy to do.
That's tough, because I'm literally using all my time to build our services and other things.
Yeah,
but that's
actually a good one too. Yeah, like if
I guess I'm improving.
Now's a great time with all this ample time. If you're sitting at home and you've never tried programming before, give that a shot.
Yeah, and you'd be able to do your job from anywhere. So
I'd like to learn how to speedrun Mike Tyson's Punch-Out blindfolded.
Oh, that'd be cool as fuck.
I'd love to speedrun Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and it's actually really well documented. It's not an impossible thing.
The
problem is I don't, and this is something that's kind of it's been weird to me that I'm more busy right now than I normally am in a normal non-speedrun sessions week, because I want to be on more to give people relief.
Yep,
exactly. Yeah, I know a lot of streamers are doing that right now.
Yeah, so I've been getting on a little bit earlier and staying on a little bit later because I want to give people a relief. But it has been a little weird, and I will say there is a small, not jealous, but
envious.
I'm grateful that I'm in the position where I am, where I have a steady job in this particular environment. Who thought streaming would be the final job that existed?
4 years ago, 5 years ago, when we
dude, everyone who was like, "Hey, what are you gonna do if streaming ever goes under?" I'm gonna be like, "Hot bitch, what are you gonna do next time?" Something.
What's gonna happen when your company no longer needs security?
Yeah, guess what, motherfuckers?
Oh man,
streaming's the only job now. No, but I am a little jealous because I kind of want to enjoy this this calm with my family a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to enjoy the calm with my family a little bit. And it is and as soon as it's over, we're going on tour. So
you gotta make up for the lack of the tour, right?
No days off.
You're gonna be like, okay, there's 3 Grand Pooh Bear sessions in the month of August. Go.
October was already we were already gonna do 4, and we were gonna try to do 4 in 7 days.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
August or October. But now we might just try and do it maybe I'll just do a bus.
Yeah,
and just go up and down
across the country.
All over.
Just get the Sessions RV.
Here's
mount
the good news for me.
Into the side of it.
I got nothing stopping me from tagging along.
What can I convince Red Bull to let me do when this is all back?
You need a giant Red Bull van that's in the shape of the can, obvious, number one. And then you got a video game screen on the back, so people that are driving behind it can see you guys speed running the games on the bus onto the next event. Yeah.
I'm in on this.
All
right, guys. It was nice catching up. Obviously we talk more than just this, but we don't always have over an hour to talk and just talk as friends. It's usually a lot of news. So this is nice.
Yeah, this was a nice episode. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you in the next one. 140 coming up next.
140.
140.
Stuck with
139 in the books.
What?
In the books.
After 139,
right.
You're stuck with these guys. Bye,
All right.
Rod.